Welcome to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan, where we're going to cast and blast you right out of this world with some of the best hunting and fishing stories that you can't even imagine.
All right.
You gotta love that, John.
Hennigan. And we have our good friend Bob Semerau on with us. And I could introduce him, but Bob, why don't you?
I'll take it from here, my friend. Let me jump right in.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, what a wonderful, wonderful time of year this is. We're all coming out of the lockdown and getting ready to get out amongst them. As John mentioned, my name is Bob Semerau. I write for Western Outdoor News, been doing so for about 17 years now. I do a lot of charters, get offshore and fish the ocean around Southern California, and generally get out and about to fish the freshwater throughout the state. So I got a lot of stories to tell.
Good.
And John and I, we've spent a lot of time together, haven't we, John?
Oh, yeah, good time.
Yep, good times.
Bob's a good guy.
We have a good time together, that's for sure.
Sure been a help to me. Well, Bob,
what's on the plan? What's on the plan for today, John?
We're going to spend a whole 12-minute segment in the second segment, and we got a lot to talk about.
Great.
But, first of all, I'll mention we don't have it on our website, but our trip to Alaska, which hopefully Bob will be on, to Ketchikan, and that would be September 19th to the 23rd. We'd like to hear from you. It's almost free, all-inclusive.
Guys, we got about 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left before commercial.
This is the time of the year. It's the peak for silvers. They put on about a pound a week this time of the year, or from July until end of September. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into it.
Did you say that is not up on the site yet, on the website?
No, the dates haven't been put up yet.
Okay.
The dates are not up. They're not correct.
Okay, we'll get to that. That'll come. That'll come. This is Fish Hunt Talk Radio. We're going to come back with Steve Lynch from Procure, so stay right there.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELfunadventures.com.
If you are still using a plastic hard-shell cooler, things have changed for the better. AO coolers are lighter with twice the efficiency of the traditional bulky coolers. AO coolers are the best available soft-sided cooler with 3/4-inch high-density closed-cell foam insulation. They will keep ice frozen for 24 hours in hot weather. Easy to carry, less space, it fits product inside for better performance. Go to aocoolers.com to order or find a retailer. Available at West Marine.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Tales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Tales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fishtails shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtails.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fishtail to share? Unreal Fishtails wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtails.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods. Plus, huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtails.com.
Catch 'em shallow, I can catch 'em deep. Open water or the back of the creek. Wind and rain to me, it's all the same. I make a living playing this game, and I thank the Lord above every time I can. I get to be a fisherman.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is Fish Hunt Talk Radio and Fish Hunt Talk. Go to the website. Usually starting on Saturdays, you can hear the entire show, plus all of our archive shows. So if there's something you missed and didn't write it down, come on back. And if you're got the time, listen to some of the other ones. There's some great stuff out there. And we've got some great stuff today. We have a special guest who hasn't been on for a while. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Steve?
Hey, it's Steve Lynch from Procure Bait Sense.
And that is, well, tell us a little bit about, and I remember Procure was something you put on salmon eggs. But you've got a wide variety.
Hey, John, let me jump in here. Hey, Steve?
Yes, sir?
This is Bob Semerau here. I didn't get a chance to say hello to you. First of all, hello, and welcome to the show.
How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing great, thank you. I wanted to jump in and ask you a couple of... John was just going to mention something that I always tease about, and that, curing solutions are always great. You put them on your salmon eggs, it gets a really good bite, but you're much more than that, aren't you?
We are. The cure is actually a very small part of our business anymore. We take real bait and press it for the oils or grind it up and put it in a gel base. So we're buying like 57 different baits from across the country. So we're doing scents specifically for, like, say, Southern California or, Florida, Louisiana, Texas. And then not to mention, I think we're currently selling to about 27 other countries.
Well, you've been busy.
Gosh.
With everybody being unemployed right now or staying at home, it seems like they're all fishing. I mean,
Yeah.
We're just inundated with orders from, from Florida all the way down to, California. It's just crazy.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah. And I just hope even when they get their jobs back that they
We'll
continue
talk a
to
little
fish
bit later
once
about
or twice a month.
all the fishing that's opening up. There's all the parks and lakes, marinas, and especially in Southern California, have been closed. And now they're wide open. And a lot of rivers that you couldn't fish now they're available. So I'm assuming since they haven't got much pressure, the fishing's pretty good.
Fishing's been phenomenal, pretty much, like I said, all across the country. I always
said that was going to be one of the results, is that we're going to have fish that are wide open because they haven't seen a bait or lure in so long, and they're just anxious to get caught. I see from you have several different scents in the super gel. Is that correct?
Yes, we've got about 300.
300 different scents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how does one differentiate what one wants to use?
Well, it's right on it, whether it's herring, anchovy, butt juice for the bottom fish. And then we do a bunch of custom blends, like a salmon slammer, which is 5 different baits put into one and then with a hint of garlic to it. So we've got the traditional, like just the anchovy, crawfish, so it says right on it what it is.
I see.
But then the custom blends like the Predator, the butt juice, and then we do a bunch of addicted blends.
Well, I know that it's invaluable for fishing for halibut.
Well, sure, because that's primarily a scent-driven fishery. I think the more scent you have out, the far better it is. And a lot of those guys up in Alaska and Canada would tell you that they're putting out a scent trail they believe a half-mile long.
Yeah. If you're up there and you find a spot where you're fishing, you don't want to get within a quarter of a mile of another boat, or they get really upset. Because halibut, most of them are deep. And the visibility is almost zero, so they follow the scent line. About them from a quarter of a mile easily.
About 8 years ago, I anchored up a little too close to a guy, and holy smokes, he let me know it. He was right on me. We do a lot of sturgeon fishing here in the Columbia, and shoot, we're 20 yards apart from each other, side by side, and then 150 yards downriver, you can anchor. But you sure can't do that for halibut. They take their water pretty serious.
Yeah. Well, it works. That's why you're selling so much of it.
Well, you think so? It's just
a lot of lures that are designed to catch the angler, not necessarily the fish.
Yeah, well, we're the only scent company out there using 100% real bait. So we're not using fillers or canola oil or Vaseline. We don't use any of that stuff. So we take the real bait, grind it up, then we add a little UV to it, so if the fish can see it, if you're fishing down deep or in murky water. Yeah. And the only other thing we add is 4 branched chain amino acids, just to trigger the fish to feed. And so there is no filler or cardboard or Vaseline, like I said, none of that other crud. It's just, if herring, it's herring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice. And salmon like that.
They do. But unfortunately, there aren't salmon all across the country, so we have to make up scents for redfish, snook, fluke, flounder. The list just goes on and on.
What's the difference between fluke, flounder, and halibut? Mostly east and west coast?
Correct. And size as well. I went out to Berkeley Sound and halibut fished last year. And I think they're right around, 16 to 24 inches that we were catching. Up in Homer, you wouldn't get anything near that. They're all much bigger. Same thing in Canada.
Well, not all of them.
20 pounds.
But you're looking for big ones. That's what Homer's famous for.
Yeah, but it's pretty well, in my personal opinion, been overfished. There's still the big ones out there. But when you see a 200-pounder coming every day, that's not the case anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, it takes a long time for a fish to get that big.
Oh, absolutely.
And the commercial guys will come in and troll and, take the big ones.
Yeah, and most places now have made a slot limit, so it's illegal for you or me to even keep them that big. Yeah. There was a few parts in Alaska that's still open where you could get them, but for the most part, I'd say 90% of Alaska and Canada, it's all regulated with a slot limit. So if they're much over 80 pounds, they're going back.
Yeah, well, is that for the regulations are different for charters and private party?
Correct, yeah, which is kind of bad for the charters. It's better for you and me to go up there and do a self-guided trip versus hiring them to a lodge and using their guide.
Yeah,
I disagree with that
rule. And that's a shame, too, because the guides get cut out when they should be getting business.
That's right. And you and me don't know the water as well as that guide does. So I think it's safer to have a guide in the boat if you're going to uncharted waters or somewhere where you're not familiar with. It just seems kind of crazy. But I wish they would change the rules around.
There's a lot of islands. It's easy to get confused with where you are.
That's right. And if the fog comes in, it really plays havoc.
Yeah.
But, that's the problem with the guys making our rules. They don't hunt or fish for the most part.
That's right.
At least in Oregon, 3 out of 7 hold licenses for either hunting or fishing.
Oh.
But yet they dictate how we do it. So I just don't, I find it hard to believe. Somebody knows nothing about it can tell us how to do it.
Well, aside from the politics of it all, what other good news do you have relative to your business in Procure? You guys are distributed where?
We're in Salem, Oregon. That's where we manufacture everything.
Okay.
And then we actually ship more goods to the East Coast than we sell in the West Coast.
Guys, we've got just about 30 seconds left in this segment, so let's get out a website or whatever we need to do.
All right, go ahead, Mark. I see.
But it just business is booming, and I mean, whether
how do we get in touch with it?
Yeah, how do they find more out?
Just procure.com.
That's easy.
Yeah,
is it pro-cure?
Yeah, it's pro-cure.com.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Great website, by the way. Very nice website.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks, John.
All right, bye-bye.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Sales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Sales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Sales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishsales.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tail to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtales.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods, plus huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtales.com.
Fish on!
It's a big one.
For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too, shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
The East Cape of Baja, Mexico is world famous for sport fishing. Dorado, tuna, wahoo, marlin, sailfish, roosterfish, and pargo. The Van Wormer resorts make dreams come true at a price all can afford. Hotel Palmas de Cortez, Playa del Sol, and Hotel Punta Colorado have the biggest and best sport fishing fleet in all of Mexico. Call toll-free to 877-777-TUNA to find out how affordable world-class fishing can be. The finest resorts and the best boats in East Cape. Call 877-777-TUNA.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan. We have our good friend Bob Semerau.
And I got to tell you, Josh, every time I hear that music, I just get a smile on my face.
It is fun, I tell you. And what I like about this is I always learn something every week.
Yeah, despite your best efforts, right?
Yeah. But why don't you reintroduce yourself, Bob?
Well, as I've said before, I'm a writer for Western Outdoor News, the premier hunting and fishing newspaper in the state of California now. And we have quite a bit to talk about all the time about the different fishing and hunting throughout the state, but in particular, I write about the fishing here in the Southern California area offshore, and I do a lot of writing about the freshwater fishing throughout the state. You know, one of the things that's going on right now, of course, that you want to talk about, and so do I, is the opening. But it certainly is looking really awesome, really awesome.
Yeah, the charter boats were shut down for, 2 or 3 months?
Almost 3 months complete, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And just today, this very date, which happens to be my birthday, by the way.
Oh, congratulations.
Just today, as a birthday present, 100% of the landings have been given the go-ahead to proceed with all of the trips, including the long-range trips out of San Diego.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one because you got a lot of people together. You got 40, 50 people, on one boat. So that's...
Well, there are a lot of restrictions, John. In particular, you hit it right on the head. They're restricting all of the loads down almost to 50%. So that's number one. Number two, everyone is required to wear face masks and be tested when they come aboard. They're going to have their temperature checked. Mm-hmm. And you bring your own bedding, so there's none of the bedding.
Oh.
And just a few people are allowed in the galley at any one time. So There are restrictions, but you still can get out. And with the weather as awesome as it is this time of year, and the bite being on for white sea bass, yellowtail, all the rockfish, and, of course, our beloved tuna, we're seeing some huge, huge numbers coming in already.
And where are they going?
Well, the offshore means everything pretty much from San Clemente Island down south across the border, 30, 40 miles. And in that zone, they're catching all forms of yellowtail, both the home guard around the islands and some patty hoppers that are out on the kelp patties, as well as they're finding schools of yellowfin and bluefin tuna. Some of the bluefin are up in the 305-pound range. We had one last week. And that was right off San Clemente Island. There's also a big cluster of yellowfin out about 20 miles past the Coronado Islands on a diagonal out of San Diego. So just below the border. So there's just every option you can think of. And then on top of all that, John, the white sea bass are biting on the inshore.
Wow.
And
so it seems like they've been, the last few years, they just never went away.
Well, they've come back in a full, they were almost gone 15, 20 years ago, and now they've come back with a vengeance. And even down in Mexico, a fellow just caught what looks to be a world record white sea bass from the surf down in near La Paz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that would be, 100 pounds?
It was 89. Yeah, you're very close. 89 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot of, and those taste good.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, I think I've told you the secret before, and it is that the next white sea bass I catch will be my first.
Oh, really?
Yep. Never got one on the boat. I had one on a couple of times, and due to various mix-ups, either a missed gaff or a line crossing or maybe too tired to drag. I don't know. Might have been. I haven't actually put one on the boat yet.
Well, this is your year.
Yep. It certainly is. Well, because 2020 has been such a special year already, hasn't it?
You might call it that.
Special.
Yeah. Unusual,
yeah.
But I don't think, I don't know if we'll ever see this again in our lifetime.
Hope not.
Yeah, I hope not, too. In fact, I tried to get a refund on this year, but nobody would take it. So,
Bob, are you a fly fisherman?
By nature, that is my preference.
Okay.
Yes, I love to fly fish.
Well, let's just, you mentioned it. Let's talk about that a little bit. Fly fishing, you'd think it was a river runs through it. People on a lake throwing dry flies or a stream. But it's exploded. And, everybody is into fly fishing, it seems like now. And it's growing immensely. And then, what about the saltwater fly fishing?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just got myself a new Thomas & Thomas 10-weight fly rod, which is for tuna. And when I go out offshore for tuna in about 2 weeks, I'm taking that rod with me, and I'm going to fish for tuna with my fly rod.
Well, you know what I don't understand? You get a good-sized tuna, an 80-pound test is not nearly enough. But you go with a fly rod, which is like, 20-pound tippet, and you seem to be able to land them just as quickly.
Yeah, well, the rods themselves give you a lot more play, so you're able to work a lighter weight tippet. But my secret is that I actually use 40-pound fluorocarbon on an 80-pound backer.
Yeah.
So I've got basically 40 pounds. And I'm not going to fish the 200-pound tuna.
Well,
I'm going to be fishing the footballs and the schoolies.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're fun.
But, the surf and the ocean, those are wonderful, and I love doing them. But my heart belongs to steelhead.
Oh.
And, you put me on a steelhead river in the middle of a snowstorm, and I'm in hog heaven.
Wow.
When you're swinging a nice big kilowatt fly, and the snow is building up on your shoulders, and it's dead quiet, no one else around, and then that line starts to scream out from your reel, and some 18 to 22-pound steelhead fresh out of the ocean takes your fly and runs trying to get back to sea. Yeah. There can't be anything better than that.
Yeah, you just have to run down the bank following it.
I've done that many a time. In fact, I did that 2 years ago in Alaska with Mac from Frontier. We were out on a river, and I had to run all the way downstream. This darnfish wanted to run downstream. He went around the bend. I had to go around the bend with him. I kept going. And then the son of a gun turned around and went back upstream all the same way. I actually landed it where I hooked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How big was it?
That one was almost 20 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and those steelhead up there, they've never seen a fly. They don't know from anything because there are so few anglers that get to these rivers.
And you use a weighted tippet?
No, you're not going to need it because the water is not. We're not fishing very big a river. We're fishing probably 100 yards across, maybe less. And so you can wade out, and you're fishing in maybe 18 to 30 inches of water. So the fly itself is weighted, so it takes down your fluorocarbon tippet.
Yeah. And what do you use?
Well, a couple of different things. I like to tie this kilowatt fly, which is my favorite swing fly. It looks kind of like a real leggy stone fly with a lot of flashaboo in it.
Yeah.
So that's actually my favorite fly to use for steelhead. But, the darn things, they love to eat salmon eggs. So pegged egg, which is the Alaskan way, you peg an egg above the hook about 3 to 4 inches, and the hook is bare, and then when he taps that egg, you strike, and it actually snags him on the outside of his mouth, which is better for the fish.
Oh.
And then you fight it, land it, and release it.
You can feel that strike?
It's just barely perceptible, but if you're good at it, you can tell. But it really helps to keep the quality of the fish that are returned and the mortality rate from climbing.
Yeah, I know. I haven't done a lot of steelhead, but I was up fishing, and twice I was just retrieving my line, and there was a fish on it.
Like magic.
Yeah.
That's magic. That is magic.
Guys, we got just about 30 seconds left in this segment. Bob, did you want to give out the Western Outdoor News website or anything like that?
Certainly. Be glad to do that. Thank you. It's really simple. It's wonews.com, WONEWS.com. And once you're there, you can see any of the editions that are online. And then you can also see all the charters that we're doing, which I do about 80% of them. I get out on over 14 charters a year.
So that's WON1
EWS. WONEWS.
All right, that's not too bad. We got that one. Well, this is Fish Hunt Talk Radio, and welcome to all of our listeners around the country, around the world, all the military bases. We're going to be right back. Hang in there.
The road stretches for miles in front of you, and with the Ram 1500, you'll be able to reach mile after open mile. It gets a best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, so your destination won't just be determined by your gas gauge, but by your gauge for achievement. And the Ram 1500 is the first ever back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram. See your local Ram dealer today for great deals. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI-certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing. Alaskan RV Butler. Guiding, fishing, hiking, sightseeing, adventure. The Alaskan RV Butler. Like a cruise on wheels in the comfort of an RV. View the wonders of Alaskan interior, streams, ocean, and wildlife. Or fish for the big one, all while pampered by Mike, the Alaskan RV Butler. Mike's inclusive tours serve butter-drenched shellfish and mouth-watering steaks. Mike is your personal chef, chauffeur, guide, and planner. And for the real Alaska, contact MikeRVButler@gmail.com. That's MikeRVButler@gmail.com.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Tales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Tales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Tales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtales.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtales.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods. Plus, huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtales.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan, and we have one of the premier anglers in California. We have Mr. Bob Semerau, writer for the Western Outdoor News. Take it away. We hope Joe Byer. Man, he is a fishing line guy for Berkeley. How long you been doing that with Berkeley, Joe?
I've been at it 32 and a half years now. I can't believe it.
Started when you were 12.
Oh, my. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, my God. Anyway, and all the while you've been with Berkeley on the line business?
Last week we were talking a little bit about the progression of fishing line. And you want to kind of finish up with that subject?
Sure, we'll go quickly. Just to begin, obviously way back when people were using linens, and then it went into a lot of braided backgrounds, and then the
speak up a little bit, Joe.
Okay. Started out with linens way back in the day, and, your cotton fibers. And then everything went into the braided dacrons earlier on, and then the advent of DuPont creating nylon. And nylon monofilament, ruled the world for many, many, many years. And then the DSM boys, along with Honeywell, created gel-spun polyethylene, or PE. And then along came your super lines, and then not too far after that, fluorocarbon. And fluorocarbon is PVDF. It's also extruded into a monofilament, but also has different characteristics than the other two products as well. But they're all unique and different in their own worlds.
Joe, sounds like you're a chemical engineer.
Yeah, there's still a place for all of them.
There actually is. Everybody said, nylon is going to go by the wayside. And you know what? It's actually not. Its foothold is there, and it's going to be there for many, many, many years, because there are a lot of applications where you probably don't really want a superline, and you really don't want a fluorocarbon. Nylon monofilament fits its bill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's got some attributes. It's got some stretch, and it's very strong.
Yeah. You picked up on the stretch business, and, I know everybody's fallacies are, fluorocarbons, stretch less than nylon. In actuality, when we test them every day, typical nylons and typical fluorocarbons have anywhere from 28 to 32% elongation to break. But to you and me as a fisherman, everybody will tell you fluorocarbon feels like it's more sensitive. It goes back into the differences of the raw materials. Fluorocarbon has a specific gravity of 1.74 to 1.76, which means it sinks. And so when it sinks, you have a better direct connection to your lure. It's going to make it feel more sensitive to you. And then the density of the actual material helps that sensitivity. And where it stretches before it breaks. It takes just a little bit more to pull on it before it starts to stretch. Yeah. This is why between you and I, we feel it to be more sensitive.
Well, it's more abrasion resistant, right?
In fact, it's also, everybody perceives that. There are some nylons out there that are actually can be formulated to be very abrasion resistant. It's just a difference in how the abrasion happens. And which is why most anglers, if they're going to tie on a leader, especially in the bass world, they want to tie on a fluorocarbon leader, and there's two reasons why. Because, yes, it gives them that a little bit more abrasion resistance, but it's also the fluorocarbon has a refractive index, and that's kind of the ability of light to pass through materials. And fluorocarbon has a refractive index that's closest to water, so hence it's perceived or could be less visible for a fish. That's
Joe,
the two main reasons why people want to use a fluorocarbon.
Joe, Bob Semerau here. Hey, I just have a quick question for you about that. The visibility issue is something I get a lot of questions on when I'm out there on my charters, because we do have fluorocarbon and we do have monofilament as well as our braids that we use. And people are always asking me, but what the heck does it matter if you're like bottom fishing or if you're working fish down deep on the ocean? How far down is that visibility a factor?
I wish I had that answer.
You rat.
For you.
I was counting on you to answer that one.
I haven't been able to dive down that deep. How about that?
You can't ask a fish, can you?
No, and they see different than you and I do.
Yeah.
But
so,
people will tell you.
Is there any evidence as far as the visibility issues between mono and fluoro?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Is there any true evidence of the visibility issues between mono and fluoro?
Well, there is based on the refractive index. okay?
Right.
And that's why fluorocarbon perceives to have that better hookup or less ability to spook a fish, okay?
All right.
That's probably the main reason behind it, and its refractive index of it. Now, interestingly enough, if you've been out on charter boats, you want a clear leader, but you're seeing more and more charter boats putting multiple colored lines on their on the reels and the lines going out behind the boat. Because then they can figure out that, okay, the blue one's on my far left, then I can have an orange line, then I have a red line, and then I have a fluorescent colored line over here. And so then I can get an idea of, okay, where my lines are going. And so they like to color code them across the back of their boat so you don't start crossing lines back and forth. And so that's right. The color there then is for you and I to be able to see where the heck our line is.
Yeah.
And you know, the older the fishermen get, man, being able to see the line is really key. And so then you start adding in, like we do, we add a lot of either optical brighteners into it or brighter colors, because it's like, man, I just got to be able to see my line so I can see my fish coming in, versus out I don't really know where my fish is. And so that goes along with it immensely, too, for the fishermen.
Fluorocarbon also is apparently does not absorb water. Is that right?
That is correct. Fluorocarbons do not absorb water. And so whatever your strength is that you start with, it ends with. And so that is a plus. Nylons, a typical nylon, will absorb water. And when it absorbs water, it'll actually relax it, so it'll make it more manageable. But when it absorbs water, you also lose a little bit of strength. And that's what the water does. So it does you both. You lose a little strength, but it also makes it more manageable, less coily, if you want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. A lot of differences there. Now,
okay, well, let's, if you don't mind, let's jump into the micro braids, because I remember the first time I used it, I had a tackle shop loaded up for me. And, you know, he did it, thought he did it right, put pressure on it when he put it on the reel. And I was in Alaska, and I hooked apparently a big salmon. And I had about 30, 40, 50 feet of mono on the end. But when it got down to the micro braid had dug into itself, and it would not, I would say not budge. You could not get it out. And I got the fish, you know, up to it again, and it would take off up to it again. And then when it made a run, it was gone. But that was because that line was, I guess it's flat and it stacks up on itself, and it's very difficult to use. But now they got so many different types. Want to comment on that?
That's a really good question. And what happens is micro braids, PE or gel spun polyethylene, very strong but very small, and the material itself likes to slide against itself. And so when you pack that on a fishing reel, especially if it's more parallel wound on your reel, and it's a softer wind underneath, and if you have a hard bite and that fish pulls hard, that line will just slice through all the other layers of line on your reel. Basically, it'll go to the bottom, and then once it's in the bottom, just like you said, man, you're stuck. It's a really bad deal. Bad day, I should say. And so it's really important, especially on your deep sea fishing, guys, like you were up in Alaska, and those is where you make sure you pack it on tight from the bottom on up. Because if you're loose underneath but tight on the top, it can bury itself.
Well, the other thing is that the first lines were, I guess they were a little bit flat, and they would dig in. But the Berkeley line now is they make it so that it's round and it doesn't stack up like the older stuff.
You are correct. The rounder they are, the less they want to do that. And back in the day when people first started using them, we were also using fishing rods that were made out of 100% graphite, and they were very, very stiff. So since Superline has no give to it, there's no stretch to it, something has to give. And if you have a stiff rod and you have a hard-fighting salmon that takes off the other way, something's got to give, which allows that line to even dig in harder. Where a typical nylon or fluorocarbon has some elongation or some give to it, it's less likely to bury itself in your reel.
Guys, we've got just about 30 seconds left in this segment. I don't know if you want to have Joe give out a website or what you want to do.
Yes, Joe, do that. And Joe, if you don't mind, just hold you over just for a couple minutes when we come back.
Sure. We're at obviously www.berkeley-tackle.com. You can see on there our breadth of products in the Berkeley line of things versus, and then obviously Abu Garcia.
Berkeley makes everything. They don't have to market.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's wrap it up for this segment. We're going to bring back Joe Meyer from Berkeley, and we'll stay tuned, everybody.
We need some more cowbell.
We have something new and exciting for all fishermen and fisherwomen, from 5 to 12-year-old boys and girls to teenagers and adults. Join the Unreal Fish Sales Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Club to get an amazing 50% discount on all Unreal rods and reels, 40% discount on all apparel, and 30% discount on all Unreal mounts. This monthly Fresh and Saltwater video contest has a cash prize up to $2,500. Members who join our Unreal Fish Sales Club anytime this holiday season will receive a free Unreal Fish Tales shirt or hat of their choice. Go to our website at unrealfishtails.com to join. It's unreal.
Fish have tails. Do you have an Unreal Fish Tale to share? Unreal Fish Tales wants to post it. Go to unrealfishtails.com. Real is spelled with a double E. Join the club and win big money with your short videos. No matter what, you win with half price on all quality reels and rods. Plus, huge discounts and accessories. Perfect gift for anglers. Check out the website now at unrealfishtails.com.
The Soft Science footbed absorbs the shock of pounding waves, engine vibration, and even rocky terrain. Soft Science shoes are roomy and relaxed, and they drain and dry quickly. Check out the Soft Science Fin fishing shoes and boots and the Fin H2O for kayaking and canoeing. They're lightweight, slip-resistant, and won't mark your deck. See the new styles for men and women and get your pair on at softscience.com. Used by fishermen who know where to get the best fishing gear around, AFTCO makes the highest quality fishing rod components worldwide. If it says AFTCO, you know you have a quality rod. Guy Harvey Clothing, the best outdoor clothing line anywhere, is also available through AFTCO. Longest lasting, functional, and best looking clothing you'll be proud to wear. Only the very best materials and workmanship. As soon as you put it on, you'll know the difference. Look for AFTCO at quality retailers or go to aftco.com. Fish on!
It's a big one.
For passionate sports fishermen who value first-class fishing experiences paired with personalized service and amenities, all-inclusive Salmon Falls Fishing Resort on the Inland Passage reinvents the Ketchikan fishing getaway. Guests enjoy exceptional gourmet cuisine, superior fishing excursions, fully guided charter or self-guided in center console boats accommodating 3 anglers, updated guest rooms and suites, on-site fishing processing to clean, freeze, and pack your catch. Rooms range from log cabin rustic to modern. Our 52 rooms offer the ultimate in comfort after a long day of sightseeing, fishing, and exploring Ketchikan. Non-anglers love Salmon Falls too, shopping along Creek Street, kayaking, hiking, whale watching, or gathering around our fire pits with a hot beverage, all at prices less than expected. Just pull up Salmon Falls Resort in your search engine.
Oh, hey.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
Hey, guys, I'll tell you what, this is an awful lot of fun. Hey, Joe, I got to tell you, you just really have opened my eyes to a lot of things with your knowledge of lines. I knew about the history, from way back in the day when linens were used, but I really didn't know that the super lines and the fluorocarbons and the nylons were still is so much in transition and so much going on.
There's a lot still happening, and I tell you what, you wait in the next couple, 3 years, it's going to evolve even further. The advances that people put into the products. Obviously,
speak up, Joe.
Yep, sorry about that. It's advances that we're going to have even in the next few years are going to be changing. That's our life of trying to find ways that are better or stronger or more flexible, or anything what these fishermen are asking for. That's what you're doing out there. Can I make super lines that can act closer to like a nylon or a fluorocarbon or any of those?
Well, it sounds like you anticipated my question that I was leading up to, which is, what is the next big thing?
Well, I'll have to let you know when we come out with it. I can't spill the beans.
Man, I tell you, this guy, you should try politics.
Well,
I got to tell you, though, when it comes to Berkeley and it comes to lines, I can't think of anything better. I'll tell you. You guys have done a hell of a job.
Well, we definitely try every day. My mom will ask me, honestly, my mom is 87. She goes, Joe, how do you get up every day and work on string every day? Well, we make some really good string, and, you just wait till tomorrow. We're going to find a way to make it better tomorrow. So that's my goal. That's our goal here. Can we make better products for fishermen that either last longer or give you an attribute that, whether it's just purely color, can I see it better at night? Can I see it better during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Will it hold up better against the barnacles on the bottom of a boat or on a dock post? Can it hold up better to the toothy critter out there that's trying to bite it? Do I need more shock in this one, or do I need less shockability in this one? A walleye fisherman, he likes a nylon, but he wants it with less elongation. Oh, okay, well, we make sensations for that very reason. There's reasons why most of those products are out there. And if you go look at the line wall, you're like, holy buckets, what am I looking at? There's a lot of stuff here. Well, there's a reason for each one of them. And you just have to make sure you pick the right one for your application. And that's where our education comes in at, teaching our consumers, teaching our customers, so then they can also help teach the consumers. There's a right place for every line that's out there.
Right. It's funny you mentioned the nylons, and I've only fished nylon probably twice in my many decades career. And it seems to me that I might be missing out on something. Would you say that's true? Do we need to look into nylon?
There is. Even our pros come back, and I ask them, do you guys still fish nylons? And every one of them will come back, absolutely. I got a series of rods set up for nylon monofilament and for specific reasons. And it's like, okay, I get it now. There are things where you would want a nylon, where you would not want a superline or a fluorocarbon.
Guys, we got just about 30 seconds left, so wrap it up.
All right.
So that brings us to the point that I have to ask you one last question. People want to learn more about your lines and such. What do you got?
I missed that question. What's coming up in the future?
Yeah, no, where should they look for more information about Berkeley Line?
Oh, perfect. www.berkeley-tackle.com. Our website there is we would walk you through it. In fact, we actually have some new stuff in there that helps you make a decision matrix of finding which line would work best in your application.
Boy, that went by quick. This is Fish Hunt Talk Radio. Go to the website, fishtalkradio.com. We'll be back next week.